Do you mind if I talk to Jose real quick? I gotta get something off my chest.
All right. I'll be an observer. Let's go.
Say,
What you got?
are we fighting?
Are we fighting? I don't think so. That's not on the card.
You're sure you're not mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. What happened? Should I be mad at you now?
This is The Stable. Wrestling Podcast's cream of the crop.
All right. Good morning, everybody. This is The Stable coming to you from the compound, and today we are joined by Jon Whigham.
Thanks for having me, gentlemen. Happy to be here.
The day is finally here, huh? Brown Jewel. I'm excited.
We are just 1 hour away from the kickoff show. So we're just going to do a quick rundown, and then I get Jon's picks for what he thinks is going to happen today.
So, Jon, thank you for being here. Obviously, I must have did something good this week to have your bless us with your presence. So thank you for being here. But do you mind if I talk to Jose real quick? I gotta get something off my chest. I don't think I can give you the undivided attention that you deserve.
All right. I'll be an observer. Let's go.
Say,
What you got?
are we fighting?
Are we fighting? I don't think so. That's not on the card.
You're sure you're not mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. What happened? Should I be mad at you now?
No, I'm a little nervous. I've had this gray cloud following me since about 8:30 last night, man.
What
So
happened?
you're sure?
Uncomfortable.
You're sure we're not fighting?
We're not fighting.
Okay, well, that's a relief, so I'm happy about that. Follow-up question.
Yes.
What is her name? How was your date? And did we like her?
No, I was sleeping last night.
Bro,
What happened?
at 8:30,
Uh-huh.
8:27, I'm sorry, I sent you a text.
Yep.
Apple conveniently told me that you were in focus mode, so naturally...
No. Apple conveniently told you I was in sleep mode.
So
There
naturally,
are multiple modes.
no.
One of them is sleep mode.
naturally, I overrode that, right? And I hit you with about 5 more texts here, right? Then I FaceTimed you 6 times. It wasn't until that 6th time you called me back.
Yep.
What is her name, and do we like her?
Okay, so you ready for the story?
I would love to know the story. 'Cause right now, I thought...
And then I got a question for Jon.
Okay.
And see, it's something that he would do. So it's the night before the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view, and those are just notoriously early, and I just wanted to get it in bed early. Now, the reason I didn't pick up your phone call is because I never answer another guy's FaceTime while I'm in bed. Even though I don't want to get canceled.
That's cool.
I mean, I'm just not gay, and that's a little bit gay to answer another guy's FaceTime while in bed. So I saw it a couple times, and I put it down, and I'm like, oh, fine, I'll answer. So then I get up, I drink the water, and then by the time I answer, it's been like 5 minutes. And I guess the question is, would you answer another man's phone call while in bed? FaceTime.
That's actually good. Yeah, probably not. Not if I was in my pajamas.
I would answer it naked.
Huh?
I would answer it naked.
You would answer the phone call naked.
I'm not showing the goods. You're just showing the face.
I don't want to see no taco meat or any of that, brother.
So I
Don't FaceTime me.
But that's the 2 answers. One, we have this pre-bin live event, which I was super excited for. So I just went ahead and got some long week, so got some good rest, and went to bed right away. And then number 2, once I did answer, I saw it come through, and it took me a couple minutes to get out of bed, get me some water, and then answer.
Well, that makes sense why you were out of breath, because you were out of breath when you called me back. You didn't answer. You called me back.
Yeah, I did.
That's
Yeah,
right.
to get to a different room.
Yeah, to get to it. Yeah, so what's her name, and do we like her? All right, Jon. Let's just go down we're going to go down the card real quick.
Okay.
They did add a kickoff match, Sami Zayn versus JD McDonagh.
Mhm.
So we'll have to at least get Jose and I's take right there, but we did takes last week.
Okay.
So we'll just go, or earlier this week. So we'll go down the card real quick, get your takes. So at least we have them down, and then we'll come back after the show and learn more about you, because you're a real interesting dude. I can't wait to ask you the questions that I have. So let's start with the kickoff. Sami Zayn and JD McDonagh. I'm thinking it's obviously Sami.
It has to be. I mean, I love the Judgment Day, but especially everything going on with Sami in Saudi Arabia and how he didn't go to Jeddah a couple years ago and how he stood against it. You can't have him go and then lose to the B card from the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is amazing, but this guy is
Maybe the C card, I
the
would
C
say.
card,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
Judgment Day, he ain't losing. No way.
Okay. I'm with you, so I'll take Sami.
He's not a full member yet, is he? Isn't he still like in tryout mode?
Yeah, I mean,
he's gonna be the punchline.
he's trying to earn his bones.
Yeah, so yeah, Sami Zayn all day.
All right. So John has Sami, so we're all in alignment there.
Yep.
The next up is Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest.
Okay.
We both took Cody Rhodes.
And I have Cody Rhodes with that too. I mean, Damian, he's pretty safe with having a briefcase with that. So
Senior Money in the Bank.
yeah, senor, yes sir. But he's like I said, like that's a pretty safe position to be in with that. So Cody Rhodes, and like you said, he's still writing his story with that. So this is just part of it. So
You watched the podcast too. Look,
I did, of course. Yeah, I like this as
thank you
too.
Like and subscribe.
I was like, who are these gentlemen? I didn't think I knew you guys. You guys sound so great.
So we're all in agreement with Cody Rhodes. All right, so Cody.
What do you think about Damian possibly cashing in at some point
Tonight or later on down the line?
tonight?
No, I don't think. First, I mean, the Saudi shows are cool, but the crowd, the excitement isn't like usually there because it's like it's more like in Europe and in Canada you get like those same reactions like you would possibly get in America, but this is still like an American product with that, so they're still learning with that as well.
I'll say this. So I read this week. This is going to kind of be a little contrary to you, but
Okay.
but
Educate
you'll
me,
find this
please.
educated. I mean, you'll find this interesting. Not
Yeah,
educated.
educate me, please.
Saudi sold out and added more seats for this
So the arena.
That's good.
this year. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I mean, they sold out immediately and they've added more seats, which is
That's huge.
having the luxury to do that is amazing, right? Because I mean, in the United States, we're kind of restricted to our capacity.
Right.
They added more seats. I thought that's crazy. Yeah.
That's a good point with that. And even if it's like 80, 90,000 people, like for example, the Allstate Arena I think that definitely says less than 20,000 or 25,000.
Right around there.
That's like a
I
lot.
said I think we saw like 13.
Yeah, 13. It's loud in there.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not gonna be loud.
I think you're very
That's
much
just-
in line with the way Vince would think and the way Vince would do it.
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
maybe the only question is now, well, Vince is no longer fully in charge.
Yeah.
And you try to make it a global product. Is this one of those things? It is a risk.
Yeah. Well,
They're
no,
putting
that's a good
somebody-
point. The WWE has been getting a lot of criticism, I guess, recently over, I guess, the last couple of months on how they've been pumping up the audio with the fake crowd noises and all of that. And they're saying that it's like sounding fake. So that's a good point, how they might not bring the noise that you would expect with an event here.
They'll probably be using it here, I would imagine.
All right, so next up, we got John Cena and Solo Sikoa. We both took Cena.
And I'm gonna take Cena too. They made a big deal about him not winning a match within like 3 or 4 years.
It's 2018, it said, yeah.
5 years. Wow, that's a big deal. So Solo, do your job, make the GOAT look good.
That was good math right there, man. Good job. Yeah. We're all in alignment
And he
there.
got cooked in that promo, so he's just gonna
Yeah,
keep getting more. That was bad.
Oh, that was
with the raspy voice. I like stop beat. That was savage.
He's like 90 seconds. I'm gonna cook you. Oh man, that was good stuff.
And then next up, we have the United States Championship match. That's Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. We both took Rey.
I actually think this might be the title change.
No, sorry, we both took Logan.
Okay.
I
all right.
apologize. Yeah,
No, I was about to say.
you watched the podcast, bro.
Well, I didn't watch that part.
Oh,
With
oh,
you was in chapters. I was able to split it up because I'm actually not that interested in this match as much. It's a celebrity match, so it's one of those where the Saudi Arabians like the big names. We had Goldberg, then we have Goldberg versus
We had
Undertaker.
run out of gas in 30 seconds.
Oh my God. And then we have
Goldberg match is 5 minutes or under. So next up, we have the United States Championship match. That's Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul. We both think Logan Paul is going to get the strap there. What do you think there, John?
I think so as well too. Logan Paul's taking a lot of losses. Remind me, he beat Ricochet, didn't he, when they fought?
He bit,
Yeah, and that was a hell of a match. Yep.
That was a great match. But I think before that, didn't he lose? Like he lost to Roman. He lost to every big opponent he had. He lose to.
Well, that's what we were talking about, but that's kind of an indication of how big he is, that he could come into the WWE and get a match with Roman Reigns in Saudi Arabia. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable. But yeah, so you're in agreement? You think Logan's going to get the strap here then?
I think so. I think this will be the one title change that we have.
Only one? Okay.
This is possible. We'll stay on subject because it's possible with the Bianca Belair match.
Well, that's next. So the women's championship match. So Iyo Sky and Bianca. You think Bianca's going to take that?
That could be a coin flip, honestly. They could probably draw the story line out a little bit more. But I think that I think that could go 50-50. You got Damage Control on the side. I don't know who's watching Bianca's back right now these days.
Yeah, well, she was off for a little bit, so she's just coming back. So she's starting to build that storyline again.
So SummerSlam.
So you're taking Bianca?
That's 50-50. Oh, wow. I have to choose. I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the champion to retain, Iyo Sky.
Yeah, I'm with
Guy.
I think that Bayley has done her time and she's really paid her dues, and it's time to give her the strap again. So I think Iyo Sky and Bayley is a more realistic title change.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like the divide of the Damage Control with that. Actually, I like the story going that way.
Because Dakota Kai is hurt and she can't even wrestle for the next year still. So that's why she's only kind of walking with them and all of that. And Bayley really has done her time and she deserves another run. So I think that's where Iyo Sky is going to lose her title match.
And it seems like her title reign is kind of revolved around her, kind of how Kevin Owens' title reign was revolved around Chris Jericho's. I'm sorry, or vice versa.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Next up, we have the Fatal 5-Way Women's World Championship. So that's Rhea Ripley, Zoey Stark, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Raquel Rodriguez, who I'm very disappointed you have not given any love to, because behind the scenes, you are all about this woman.
What are you talking about? Raquel Rodriguez, if you are watching, hit me up. I don't mind being the little spoon.
And he would be the little spoon. That's funny. So we both... No, you took... This is where we were split. You took Rhea.
She's just a monster. It's just...
And I actually took Raquel.
Really?
And because I thought that match was actually a very good match, and I don't know how you could start that storyline up without doing something that was maybe out of Rhea's control right here. Okay. Also, Rhea is so over right now, and she's supposed to be a heel, and she's really kind of doing like the CM Punk kind of, she's really like a face, so they need to give a little controversy so they could maybe turn her face with still pushing the Judgment Day, because they're now the stable of the WWE right now, I'd say, is the Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you take?
I was taking that. I would say Rhea. Rhea is the she's like the number one, number two heel or face like in the company right now with that, at least on the women's side. But yeah, and honestly, like this Fatal 5-Way, she hasn't had a lot of title defenses. I don't know if she's been hurt or they just been using her different storylines or whatever. But I think this is a way to like give her victories over multiple people on the rosters than one. With that, so yeah, it makes no sense taking the strap off of her right now. Rhea all day.
Yeah, and if she does lose it, I don't think that
she gets pinned. I don't think.
Correct. I agree. She does. She's not involved in the loss.
Okay.
But I don't know if her losing. I think her losing might actually help her more than hurt her, because you can't have all of these champions just go for these Roman runs, right? You need to build some controversy, and I think Rhea's the obvious pick here. It's kind of awesome that now we're talking about women's championship matches in Saudi, and we're not even surprised that they're there.
Yeah.
Last year we were like saying, "Wow, it's great that we can have this match." Now it's expected.
Right.
Cool. So you're taking man, easy answer. You're both taking Rippy. Easy way out.
There we go.
All right. Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship. So Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
We took Seth. We both took Seth.
Yep. I'll just status quo. I'll take Seth as well too. Like I said, isn't Drew McIntyre still working out his contract extension? Or
was he? I didn't even.
Yeah, I heard that he hasn't signed it yet.
Oh wow.
So
yeah,
no way.
Did I put a strap on him? So, but yeah, like I said, it's more to tell a storyline. They'll probably trying to turn him heel, I'd imagine, as well soon. So yeah. Seth all day. They might. This might be a trilogy or another, maybe a rematch for Survivor Series or so.
And then finally, we had the Undisputed Championship match with Roman Reigns and LA Knights. That's the match I'm most excited for.
Well, honestly, I don't want to say that they wasted the match here, but like they're not gonna have that crowd reaction that we want. So I really don't think
you really don't have.
Yeah, you have no
Saudi Arabia.
It's like I don't want to. I don't know. It's not like that. It's just a crowd noise. It's all about like the This is more
energy.
Like
They can magnify that though. I mean,
I personally would rather see LA. I would rather see this match in Survivor Series. I would have did John Cena versus Roman Reigns for this one. You got your big names like they like. But yeah, I want the.
But Roman's not going to be at Survivor Series.
Oh, he's not?
As of right now, they're saying that he's not going to be there, which is more of a reason why I think LA Knight might get the strap. So did you watch SmackDown yesterday?
I did watch SmackDown with that. I don't think you guys think so. I mean, you guys both pick Roman, but you think LA has a shot?
I do. Realistically, I mean, you're gonna have to pick one, and that's why there's favorites, right?
Yeah.
So Roman's the favorite. I mean, if you're a novice bettor, you're gonna bet the favorite. But LA Knight, at least like you said, has a believable shot here. If Roman's not going to be at Survivor Series, how can you really keep on not showing up at a Big Four event?
Hey, he's been doing it.
That promo last night between the two of them was unbelievable. What did Roman say? He called it
Redneck Rock. Real redneck.
I was playing a redneck version of my cousin.
That was good.
That was.
And then LA Knight said, if you don't kill me, I'm going to keep on coming back. Something down those lines,
yeah,
right?
Something in a cool way.
So they set up a trilogy if he does lose right there. But what if The Rock comes out and interferes and LA Knight gets the strap that way?
Interesting.
That would blow the roof.
Yeah, it would. I think The Rock taking arriving to a Saudi Arabia airport would have made TMZ would have called with it.
We would have been in the know.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, that would be really cool. I personally don't think you give LA Knight the strap right now though, because you don't want to have like another one of those lackluster title runs. My personal opinion, like Coffee Mania, like the build up to that was amazing. Once he got the strap, not so much. It was almost, I kind of predicted that way with Daniel Bryan when he had that really great WrestleMania story. This is actually from this one right here.
Yeah, it was my first WrestleMania.
Yep, when Daniel Bryan won the strap. But the fun part was the story. Him, the yes movement and everyone's trying to hold him down. But once he got the belt, I think Kane maybe tombstoned him a bunch of times and all that. It was just more of like, all right, you're going to keep beating these giants and bigger opponents and everything. It got boring and I don't want the same thing to happen to him. So I just think you just need more of more story. I wouldn't mind him taking the strap away from Gunther. That's a really that's a prestigious win right there. And the person that beats Gunther is going to be pretty set.
So you think that LA Knight can get hotter? So you're thinking this is more like Kofi Mania and not Rusev Day. I'm of the opinion that it's kind of getting to that peak, and if you don't capitalize it soon, it's Rusev Day and not Kofi Mania.
Yeah, then you give him the strap, and then what? Like then then what happens?
Well, I mean, he's at the age where that's okay. I would say. I mean, he give the man his flowers and let him sink or swim. I mean, and he's swimming, man.
But that's been proven. People that have had success when they're age. Wasn't Batista was an older superstar when he
was a little bit older.
Yeah. Like some people, when it's your time,
right,
it's your time.
Batista came up, they pushed him right away.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So he came up, and you got to push him right away. I think it is a Batista.
LA Knight does have the advantage. He has wrestled nobody, so every feud that he has from now on is going to be the original.
And he got hot in the summer for the most part, like a little bit before SummerSlam with that. I mean, don't rush it, in my opinion. Don't rush it.
All right.
The tribal chief.
Yeah, Cody has to be
still. You think it's going to be Cody's? Okay.
He has to. Cody's going to do it in Philadelphia.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's the most agreed take right now is where Cody's gonna end it. Yeah. I mean, I think that's what they've been building up for.
Liberty Bell or the American Dream.
That logo next year looks really good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that. I'm excited to be there.
I think the way it happens actually is I think cause I'm sure they're gonna do Jay versus Jimmy with that. So I think both of them end up helping Roman Reigns and possibly end up getting Sami Zayn in there as well too. I think everybody. And maybe Solo might even turn against him as well too. Like the whole kingdom falls down.
Oh, he just catches an ass whooping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Them hands.
Yeah, he just catches the strays everywhere. And the whole he just dies a slow death. Like
All right, so that's your takes. We'll be back after the show to review the results and learn a little bit more about Jon.
Wonderful.
I'm excited. Let's go, boys.
Hey,
go pay-per-view time. All right, welcome back, everybody. The WWE Crown Jewel pay-per-view event had just finished. This is the stable coming back to you from the compound, enjoyed by the Shy Buffalo and Jon Whigham.
Yes, sir.
All right, how's the pay-per-view, huh?
I enjoyed it. I had to say I enjoyed myself with that. It was a pretty, I want to say all the way predictable. We had a few surprises in there, which we'll get to it later.
We were pretty much perfect, though. This is, I don't know, I guess we'll talk if WWE and predictable is a bad thing. Maybe we need some more swings later on. Well, we'll see how the card goes.
Yeah, so here alongside us is Jon Whigham, one of my good friends. We met, back about 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say.
4 or 5 years ago, yeah, we met at a law school prom.
That's right. That's right. So I met you I actually knew your wife before I met you.
Yes, you have.
And we met at that prom, and we kind of connected over wrestling, huh?
Yes, we did. No, wrestling is, what brought us our souls together. So, yeah, we're soul tied.
That's right. So you want to tell us a little bit about, like, your background in wrestling, like when you started watching it, what made you enjoy?
No, it's always fun. So back in 1995, I actually had this, my mom's friend, her name was Arlene. She had a son named, his real name was David, but his nickname was Fat Cat. So, long story short, he wanted to watch. We were waiting for our moms to come back home at night. I guess they were, maybe going to the clubs or so back then with that. But he wanted to watch Shotgun Saturday Night.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
I'm not familiar.
Old school, yeah.
What was that?
It was a Saturday night show that wrestling, it was a Saturday night WWF show at the time that came on video. At night, yeah. Came on
Really?
back at night, yeah. And they had new matchups, but a lot of it was like replays of what happened on Monday Night Raw with recaps and stuff. And I think Michael Hayes
back then it wasn't always live, so that makes sense. Cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
yeah, and they had a few live matchups with that. But yeah, we was started doing that, and then WrestleMania, or was it WWE the arcade game, or WrestleMania the arcade game? Whatever was like the Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis thing like that. So that got me into it. Then I started, Blockbuster Hollywood Video was around, so I started renting old,
Yeah.
WWF DVDs.
Oh, I remember that.
Shawn Michaels winning the Royal Rumble against Psycho Sid, or I'm sorry, that match against Psycho Sid. With that, Austin won the Rumble twice. So it was a whole bunch of stuff I had to catch up on.
So were you always a fan, or did you ever want to actually be a wrestler?
Never wanted to actually be a wrestler. With that, I just
Not even a little bit? Not even like do a promo?
I mean, everyone, I think we all probably get size. We all have people that we look up to, like fictional characters and everything. I always liked the Ultimate Warrior and Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage. So like a lot of their characteristics, I probably still carry with myself to this day with that. So yeah, that's how that is.
Nice. So even a little bit of history there.
Were you always on, or did you have periods of time where you kind of lulls where you weren't watching as much?
Yes. So the one time I did take my gap was during 2005 to 2009 when I went to college. With that, we were busy doing other things with that. So that was I did take a 4-year gap. So that was like that. That was more of that.
Well, you were at fraternity in college, right?
Yes, Kappa Alpha Psi. So that took a lot of my time with that. So yeah, I know you asked me about step shows and everything. So probably to put it in a term, where the general public understand. Yeah, it's like so historically Black fraternity, where step shows are one of the things that we do with that, besides community service and giving back.
All right, so going down the card, let's see how well we did with our predictions. We had Sami Zayn versus the C-lister from the Judgment Day.
Who was that?
The D-lister from the Judgment Day.
I was thinking, who was first? Was it Sami Zayn?
It was Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn
Okay, I understood.
versus the E-lister from the Judgment Day.
Oh, now he's all the way down to E, huh? Went from B to C to E, all right? Okay.
All right, so I think that went as expected.
Yeah, that one.
So we will have to be honest. We turned on the TV and it was like maybe 11:45 Central Time, and JD was losing. So we at least thought he would last till 11:55. But
Well, since John's putting us on blast, we were late because we were filming the pre-show because somebody showed up late. But nevertheless,
This is Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb, though. I really like that move.
and it was nice to see Sami in Saudi because in the past he had some objections to that.
in all fairness, the pre-match usually isn't so quick. But our G-lister,
No, now he's all the way down to G.
Oh my God.
I don't know if he is a G though.
I mean, good for him, though. He got out here on the pay-per-view. He was out there.
Yes, he did. He was on the card. Yeah.
And then the whole Judgment Day ended up showing up on this pay-per-view as expected, like you said. And then the show opened up with the World Heavyweight Championship, right? Seth frickin' Rollins against Drew McIntyre. And that was a pretty good match.
It was. First, like it was the first match of the evening. I have to say, the Saudi crowd shut me up. They were live. The music was they sung the songs, and we'll get into other stuff that they knew as well too. But the crowd was into it.
Yeah, and they were on pace. No wishes there.
Yeah, but there was no surprise in that match. I mean, he actually, Seth won straight up, right?
Yeah, it was a clean match.
Yeah.
It was a good match.
Pedigree, curb stomp, and 1, 2, 3. So that was a pretty open and closed match right there. But yeah, it was a good way to start the pay-per-view up. Following that was the Fatal 5-Way.
Oh, finally, that was the cash-in.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so this was the one. I mean,
That's right.
talked about a possible cash-in. We did not see it going like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think the cash-in was going to happen before Damian's match.
And we didn't think Sami Zayn would get involved.
Damian Priest runs out, and then Sami Zayn steals it.
Who?
So what does that mean? That means still only Damian Priest can cash in, so no one can cash in right now, right?
Yeah, so he's just holding him hostage, or how is that going to go?
So what's the storyline here?
We're going to figure it out. And does he need the briefcase to actually cash it in? Or is it like a permanent contract that he doesn't even need it? But
Well, the contract's in the briefcase. So unless he has the briefcase, he'll never have the contract that he could cash in.
was there multiple copies of it? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, by now they should have that in the cloud somewhere, right?
Somewhere. I don't know.
Well, that's how they spin it.
But we'll see a little bit of Sami Zayn and Damian Priest in the future here.
Yeah, I forgot about that. All right, so then was the Fatal 5-Way.
Yep.
And how did that go? That ended up with, as expected, I guess.
First of all, let's go through that entrance for Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yeah.
That was
monumental, honestly. I mean, they had, what?
About 12 men?
12, 20, but they were all men that came out, which is kind of mind-blowing on my end, because
they were playing
3 years ago, they weren't even allowed to be wrestling. So, I mean, they came out to bring out a woman I thought was pretty monumental.
And it went on for a while. It was good. It doesn't go on too long,
intro.
but it was a good intro. And it was put on there, so
Yeah,
that was really good.
No, I thought it was dope. So no, she showed out with that. I always love the entrance music with that as well too, with that stomp. So yeah, Rhea really she really delivers with her character. She's believable.
So, what do they do with her now?
With Rhea,
Mm-hmm.
she keeps kicking ass.
So, but with who? I mean, against who?
There's other folks out there. She's on the Raw roster, right? There's some people out there. Well, we just don't know of them yet, but and there's probably somebody from that 5-way match. Shayna might not be happy that she got pinned.
But Shayna did have that moment with a submission where she had 3 people that submission hold at the same time.
Yeah,
That was
she
nasty.
But she was the one that took the pin, though, which was surprising. I thought they would have Trish O'Lackey take the pin with that, but I guess.
Oh, yeah, they haven't really done anything with her. Zoey Starks.
She looked confused and worried this pay-per-view.
Yeah, she did come out like she got some bad news right before they played her music.
We hope everything's all right, but something was going on there behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
At least that's what the facial expressions told us.
Yeah, but overall, that was it's a middle of the road match on this ticket.
I personally like. We'll talk about the other one later, but I like the other women's matchup a lot better.
Mm-hmm. And then following the Fatal 5-Way, was that when The Miz came out? Because that was a little bit of a surprise. I mean, I did remember seeing that on Twitter this morning that Grayson Waller was seen in Saudi, but was it?
We could go into the order. Yeah, we could go into the Cena match afterwards.
Okay, so it was after the Cena match?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so let's just get into the Cena match then. Yeah. So then next up was the John Cena versus Solo Sikoa, and that one we got wrong.
This is
Yes,
it was the shocker of the. I don't think too many people saw this one coming.
I know, I really didn't see that coming. Because, I mean, when are you going to give Johnny Boy a win? I mean,
I guess they wanted to build the young star with that. They wanted to, make their powerhouse a threat, and I guess they didn't want them to take a loss with that. So, I mean, I guess I can respect it. But yeah, well, Johnny does need a win, though, so maybe he'll get a rematch, right?
Bloodline.
Well, is that what they're doing? They're trying to set that up for WrestleMania?
It almost looked like they set it up like it was his retirement. The dude walked away like, thank you for the love.
They were talking for it like it, too. They're like, oh, how much longer do we have with Cena?
Yeah, so they were talking about it throughout the match. You might not see him much longer. And then he acted like he was his going away after that, like he was going out on his back.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that slow walk and kept looking back numerous times. Yeah, that usually.
So good for Solo. I mean, the entire Bloodline is doing great right now.
This is pretty much, this is probably the biggest win in Solo's career.
For sure.
Yeah, by far.
Mm-hmm. Then following that was a surprise by Miz and Grayson Waller, right? Alongside, who was that?
We had that movie star, Ibrahim Al-Haddad.
Thoughts?
The most famous movie star in the Middle East, right?
That's what they said. dropping the people's elbow on Grayson Waller. Yeah,
I thought he got hurt there when they threw him out of the.
Oh, I know it, dude. Yeah. Well, Grayson Waller.
I was Grayson Waller not gonna have a good time tomorrow.
He might not. Yeah, his plane might not take off.
Don't be rough with him now.
No, but that was good. The fans seemed to like that. I mean, I enjoyed it. And then that went into the women's championship match, right?
Or was that the no? It was the Logan Paul match.
Oh, that was a Logan Paul match with Rey Mysterio, and that went as expected.
Yes,
I thought that Logan seemed a little gassed throughout the match.
A lot of them seem a little gassed. Ray, Logan, for both of for both of them to me seem a little bit gassed in this match.
I know you mentioned during the match that you thought that Rey Mysterio looked scared a little bit with some of the moves.
Yeah.
Well,
not scared of Logan, but more scared that can Logan handle or keep up?
Right.
Because keep this in mind. Ray, ironically enough, being 50-something years old, is a full-time wrestler, and Logan, he's old, man. I think he is significantly 50. Not that that's old, but significantly 50. But Logan's part-time, and Logan's been training for a boxing match, and that's a completely different endurance, right? You go for 3 minutes and you sit down, so his body might not have adjusted because, his last match, who was his last match? Ricochet. I mean, that was a high profile, and he was not out of gas, and that was a lot more high profile. So I think that kind of just shows how much your body has to change for what you are doing.
Especially at that long plane ride, too.
Yeah, people have been jet-lagged. But okay, that one is expected. And Logan Paul with the strap, I think that's going to be some good publicity for the WWE.
I think so.
But if both him and assuming Roman's not going to be back, there's rumors he won't be back till 2024 in the Rumble. So now you have Logan Paul as a part-time champion. You have Roman Reigns not coming back till next year. We're going to have some good storylines. And there's not, besides Seth, there's not too many high-profile champions on the men's side to keep it going.
Oh, yeah.
That's one risk there.
Yeah, I hear you. I personally don't expect Logan Paul to keep the belt for too long. Definitely not by the end of the year. So we'll see.
No, I think this is what they give LA Knight. I've already said that in the last show, but I think this is where they're going to push it. Because if Roman's not going to be here until next year, what are you going to do with LA Knight? They kind of set up the trilogy, but where does LA Knight go from here? I mean, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but that's going to be a question: is where does he go? So then, following Logan winning the strap, that's when it was the Women's World Championship, right?
Yes.
You said this was one of your preferred women's matches. Why is that?
I should have thought I almost had it up there for match of the night.
It might have been.
Yeah, but I ain't. Like I said, we'll talk about the next one. I thought the Cody match was pretty good, but it was. I'll put it number 3. Seth and McIntyre was pretty good, but this one was really good. I thought that there was some nice surprises. We have Kairi Zayn back on the scene now.
I didn't even. At first, they said Kairi Zayn, and I knew the name, and I wasn't processing because this new makeover is unbelievable. Yeah, I'm about it, actually. I'm kind of excited. And Iyo Sky really welcomed it, right? So that's going to create a wedge between Bayley and Iyo Sky, I'm guessing, right? Because now she welcomed the support when she was really asking for Bayley to kind of step aside and let her do her own thing, so.
I think I heard Michael Cole right, but he said that Kairi Zayn, Bayley is the reason why Kairi Zayn is not in WWE.
Oh, that's right.
I would like to read a little more of the context with that, or at least I can't remember offhand because I know Asuka and Kairi Zayn were a tag team before, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, wasn't that?
Yeah, they were champions together, right?
Right. So I wonder if Bayley and Sasha do something. I guess we'll have to figure. My mind's not thinking that far back, I guess.
But yeah, that adds some interest to the women's division for sure.
But it was nice to see Bianca back, and she didn't look like she lost a step. I mean, she was ready to go. She was calling for Iyo Sky to keep it going. So yeah, she looked great.
And Iyo Sky held her on her own right. She looks like a main event woman superstar.
Mm-hmm.
But we also called this one right?
Yeah, we called this one right.
Yeah,
so,
yes we did.
You're a little bit too predictable, WWE.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
That's my problem. Is back in the day. When it was The Rock, Stone Cold, and that's our day. So, I mean, everybody's day is a little different. But there was 5 or 6 guys that Triple H, Shawn Michaels, there was 5 or 6 guys that could have been the champion at any time.
which means like a Monday Night Raw could have happened.
Yeah.
They didn't even have to wait for one of the big four. It could have just happened on a random episode.
Right, and I like that better because it really leaves you guessing. Right now, we're like, no way, this is gonna happen. They're not gonna waste it here. So what's the point, right?
Right.
But that's just, I think that's how they're booking their superstars. Is Roman's just running through everybody. So when Roman loses, he's really gonna need a ass whooping or a distraction, which just means nothing if you can't win them straight up.
Right.
So I just don't like that. That's kind of how it's gone with Roman. And I think that's why it's becoming stale and the Bloodline's no longer the premier stable on the platform.
So now it's main event time.
No,
Cody Rhodes.
Co-main event time.
Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest.
That was a good match. It was a good old struggle match. I liked it.
I was happy to see that the Saudi crowd knew the song. They sung the lyrics for Cody Rhodes with that. Lots of pyro. Everybody was excited. And it started off, like I said, it started off ready to fight too. Damian Priest didn't appreciate the loud reaction that he got. So he attacked him before he even took his robe off. So yeah.
So you are an apology to the Saudi audience because you didn't have very high expectations going in.
Nah, because they've been quiet on a lot of shows, but the right people bought tickets this time, so they showed up and showed out today. Good job, crowd.
Saudi Arabia, that's a good job.
Shout out.
There you go.
Then wrapping it up was the most anticipated match of the evening, or the afternoon for us, right? The Tribal Chief.
Head of the table.
Head of the table.
The needle mover.
The needle mover.
How many days did they say?
Over 1,100, right? Like 1,124.
And they also did tease Hulk Hogan's record of over 1,400.
14.
Yeah.
Oh,
14,000.
Every
So it's still a whole nother year. Could you guys do another year of Roman?
Oh God.
I mean, that was a very negative answer.
Well, I guess we gave away the result as well too.
I think everybody knew the result.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a great match. It's unfortunate, but just like how you hinted before, it's starting to get a little stale. With that, it's like, I don't even know if we got a real explanation of what's going on with Jimmy and why he's even back helping, because he was the reason why he lost his right hand man Jey Uso with that. So I don't know. It just seems like the story's kind of everywhere, whereas before it made a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know where they're going with it, but it's definitely getting a little boring.
So who and where does he drop it? If we're assuming he's not back till 2024. He drops it at the Royal Rumble with no build-up to a storyline?
No, there's definitely going to be a storyline, and there's going to have to be something behind here. Where does he lose it? That's what I want to know. The more I watched the match, the more I felt LA Knight had a chance. And
Believable the whole time.
And so when he kicked out a couple times, I'm like, holy shit, they might actually give it to him here. I don't think this helped LA Knight. I just don't feel like... I think Roman got more out of this than LA Knight did. I don't think LA Knight left looking bad, but I think that was a knock in his armor. You know what I mean? I think it just kind of tarnished like his persona right now, because if you do get manhandled, I'm upset about this, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't think he got manhandled. He kicked out the spear. He got speared through the barricade. And of course, the interference. He had interference of Jimmy and
Solo and Paul Heyman was out there. So
yeah, LA Knight had nobody in his corner with that. So of course, I mean, if it wasn't clean. Now, if he lost clean, that would be an issue. But if the rumors are true that that Roman Reigns isn't coming back until like Royal Rumble or wherever, they probably want to just be able to just have this match while they're able to have it with that. So, yeah.
That's a good point.
All right, so that wraps up the show. That was the 2023 Crown Jewel pay-per-view.
Yeah, before we go, John, what is one of your top wrestling moments?
Top wrestling moments? I mean, one of the things I could think of right offhand was the CM Punk pipe bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Only because that's like, I remember watching it, and that was almost around the time when I just started like really watching back wrestling really hard, and I just remember like halfway watching it, and then I started listening to what he was actually saying. I was like, oh wow, did he just say that? Did he just call his kids stupid? Vince McMahon's kids stupid with that? So that would be one.
So were you always a CM Punk guy?
No, I liked him. I liked him in WWE, but that particular moment was what got me on the bandwagon.
Was him being from Chicago, did that have any influence?
No, I liked him for who he was. Good. With that, so yeah, no hometown privilege. Sure, I'm not even a Bears fan. I'm a Saints fan. So yeah,
Well, I don't think anybody's a Bears fan right now.
the
We're not
diehard.
one anyways.
Yeah.
No, the diehards, those idiots out there watching those people play in the cold, paying their hard-earned money.
Weather,
Those are the fans. Those some diehards.
That's right. I'm from Buffalo. I understand. We put our time in for a long time.
Yeah, you guys still have your struggles too.
Yes, sir. All right, so that wraps it up.
Yeah, let us know in the comment. What do you think is next for our Roman Reigns? I feel like we exhausted all possibilities, and we always love to hear what you have to say.
Vacation.
That's right. All right, we'll see you next time.